You know, there comes a day, man. Everyone's gonna have this day. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. It's just sickening. It makes you want to throw up. Because you've seen people with far less talent than you. As you're growing up with them, their childhood buddies, whatever else, they didn't have what you had. Yet now they're become something that you haven't. There comes that day. It's either when you're young, you know, and it strikes you on the baseball field because you're sick of striking out, or it's when you get fired from your 5th job, you know, and your wife and kids are on your ass because you don't know how to support them anymore. There comes a day where push comes to shove, where being mediocre, being like average and shit just burns. It sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day, and you get off your ass and you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out, but you've never wanted to unwrap it because there's too much pain and commitment. You were scared you were gonna fail. You were scared if you started, you never finish it. You didn't want to tell anyone about it. You knew it was there, but you never wanted to embark on it until something hits. You get fired or somebody else gets success, remind you of what you could have been. And then the f***ing spark is born. And no matter what happens, I'm never gonna be in this boat again. And you get up and you go, even if it gets knocked down, you just keep going, you're a wild man. And life has never been so sweet. It's time to unwrap the potential you can be. It's within you. It's within every single one of us. And the people that have risen to that level were no different than any one of us. It's just they believed it and they were willing to work their f***ing ass off to get it. It wasn't about the potential. It wasn't about the genetics. It was about the perseverance. And it wasn't about being the hardest worker in the room. That's what got them there. And it didn't happen overnight. They got knocked down more than they ever got stood up. But they kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going, because what else is the alternative? To be average again. That sucks, man. And it really sucks when you've tasted success at one point in your life. When you go out and you train hard to play baseball and you connect and you hit the winning home run, you want to feel that way again. When you taste these finer things of life, all the pain, all the work, all the sacrifice to get them is well worth it. If anything, it's a small down payment for the price and the reward you got and that feeling. And once felt, how do you ever turn your back on it? Stop running from the potential of what you can be, guys. It's inside of you. It's always been there. And I'll never accept mediocre again. I'm always going to give it my 110%. That's the only thing I can ever say a solid day's work. That's all that will ever find peace in. If you guys do not do that, I promise you, your life will haunt you for the rest of your days. If there's potential inside of you, which you know it's there, but you're too scared to tell anyone else about it, and you go on and on, get older and older and older and older, and the windows of opportunity start to close, and you knew it could have been given birth to, but you never did it, I promise you, it will haunt you. It's a living nightmare, dude. That fact that you had the ability to do something, and you're too weak to turn the key and start the engine on it, is a greater disappointment and a greater burden to carry than any of this physical sweat equity or pain in the gym or sacrifice. All that is just nothing compared to a life where you're burdened by regret, guys. It doesn't matter about the past. It's today. What are we doing today? What are we going to engage now? And once we engage, we commit. There's no half commitment, there's no quarter commitment, there's no 3/4. It's full commitment. Once we engage, it's every day we engage. Because that's the better life. It's your option though. What are you gonna do? We're here to get stronger. In order to get stronger, we must fail. Accept that, know that who we are right now is not who we are, but where we are. We're going forward with the belief. Believe in the difference you can be. Don't stop being average when your potential is crying to come outside of you more than that. 2 forms of pain. Pain that breaks you, and the pain that changes you. That's the pain of the change right there. That's the pain of progress. The pain that destroys you isn't this shit. It's later in life knowing you could have been more, and all that's left is you and the mirror and tears of a possibility left that you allowed to die. Own your life, guys. You have every opportunity. There's no excuse not to be the hardest mother worker in the room in all your endeavors, schoolwork, the gym, your career, your relationship, your name's attached to it. It's gotta mean more than anything. That's your name, it's all you got. Don't sell out. That pain you feel, that's the payment of success. You must be willing to shoulder that pain to get to success. And success is something that's a very lonely path in this world, because few are willing to make that down payment of pain for that futurement of success, the better life. Very few are. And when you get the success, what comes with that is many that love you, but the majority will hate you for it, because your success is a spotlight shining down on their missed opportunities, where they came up short, where they didn't quite have it inside and never went back to revisit it, where failure is what stood instead of improving failure for success. Failure is part of the recipe for success. You fail 1,000 times before you succeed. Every single person has. It's the losers that fail once and quit. Every winner has failed. The loser and the winner both fail. It's just that the winner gets back up and does it again. You know, I love challenging days, man. I really do. Like today, it's balls hot in there. I don't know if the air conditioning here is broken, but every fan is running right now. You know, not many people are there today. You know, it's another day to improve, but because it's too hot, oh, I can't do it, you know? And it's such a good lesson in life, because when is it ever going to be the ideal situation for you to run your course or start your action or pursue your endeavors? It's never going to be ideal. It's never going to be this perfect storm of opportunity for you to say, okay, this is the time. It's never going to broadcast it and highlight it for you. It starts when you put one foot in front of the other. And if you're going to use like excuses, sure, it's hot as shit outside, and that might be too much for a lot of people. But for a lot of other people, you know, what's to be is more exciting and overrides whatever today's trials and tribulations are. And when you can do that, man, when you start seeing the future, willing to sacrifice today for that kind of opportunity to mature into a reality, man, you're really thinking the right way. You're that person that sees the journey ahead as, yes, we still have a long way to go, but man, we sure have come a long way up to now. Most people quit because they focus on how far to go still, never realizing how far they've already come. In perspective, it's not that much further. It's not that much further. But if you're thinking wrong and thinking, you know, and weighing all your decisions on like the temporary comfort levels of heat, or you're tired, or the job's on your ass, or the girlfriend, or your husband, boyfriend, whatever is on your ass, or all these little kind of nitpicky things, I think they're tests, really. When you find yourself going down a road and like everything's kind of going wrong, I think that's when they're testing you to see if you're ready for the responsibility of greatness. Because with great achievement comes that responsibility that everyone's going to be looking at you and judging you and picking you apart and trying to break you down. Are you strong enough for all that? Yes, you're capable of achieving it, but are you mentally strong enough to endure it? So when I see all these like random things going wrong in my life, I'm like, hey man, why is everything going wrong? What did I do to cause all these problems, you know? Part of me thinks it's like the calm before the storm in a way, making sure you're equipped mentally to endure what you're about to achieve physically, or to achieve with, you know, title-wise or whatever that may be. So think of it that way. When I say commitment and belief has to be unparalleled, it's either you're in or you're out. What that means is that if you are in and you believe in yourself, no one can change that. The weak motherfuckers of the world are committed when everything's in a perfect setting. But as soon as things get hard, they start having doubts. And why are the doubts? Not because they're failing, because other people are saying stuff and they're giving value to these third-party people as if they're going to help them. No one's going to help you. You've got to help yourself. And I hate to say this, you really can't trust anyone but yourself. And if you trust yourself and you bet on yourself, you'll never lose. But if you start to put someone else's efforts in the equation of success for your own individual path, you're going to be sadly mistaken on what comes from that path. Don't allow anyone else's opinion, voice, actions to dictate what's going on. And if you really want to avoid all the critics in your life, then do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing, and you'll never get their attention. But if you are something and you're doing something, you become something, guess what? You get their attention. And that pisses them off because they could never be what you are now. So the only thing they can do to make them feel good is try to bring you the down. I say thank you for that. Thank you for acknowledging the fact that I'm doing something, because I don't know who the you are. You seem to know who I am. You know, you must hope and believe in yourself If you ever want to see what that hope can turn into, what that belief can turn into, by doing this every day, repetitively, those are the measures that lead to the big moments of success that everyone sees in life. No one sees the struggle in here. No one sees the hardship, the early mornings you get up. No one sees any of that. They just see if your hand's raised or not. And if it is, oh, what a great guy. Oh, I wish I could be that guy. I wish I could be that guy. But they're not clapping, wishing they could be you at 5 in the morning when you get out of bed, when it's pissing rain outside, to come and train for that hand to be raised. They don't want to be that guy. They just want the glory. And that's the differential of a champion. You know, in adversity, guys, is where you find character. Champions aren't found on the podium with their hand up. No, champions are found in the lab studies, the thousands of hours of hard work when no one's watching. That's what makes the will unstoppable. When you're in here and no one else is, and you're pushing yourself harder than anybody with no one around.
How you hold yourself in the small things of life. Build the character winning blocks of the things that we're remembered for. It begins right now with no one looking, man. And how you hold yourself, how you see yourself. What do you do when no one's watching?